Today we're looking at expressions of time in Latin. Before we go any further, don't forget to subscribe to this channel if you want to keep getting new Latin grammar videos as we walk through everything from your basic grammar to your more advanced. So, we in Latin use the accusative case. If you need a recap of what your cases are, then click on the link that's coming up now. We would use the accusative case to express duration of time, so time how long something's been happening, or extent of space. If we look at this example, it shows you very nicely. You don't need the word for when you are writing it in Latin. So this means they worked for many hours. So you can see they worked or they were working, imperfect. And then multas horas, both have that accusative ending, accusative plural, multas horas, for many hours. So in the English, we have for, and in the Latin, you do not need it. It just goes into the accusative. Then look at another example, totum diem ludet. So then let's look at the second example, totum diem ludet, he plays for the whole day. So ludet, he plays, and then your totum diem, with the accusative endings there, totum diem, is for the whole day. So again, you don't need the word for when you're translating it into Latin, just whole and day would go into the accusative. So, as I say, we use the accusative to show time, how long something has been happening. By contrast, we use the ablative to show when something happens or the time frame within which something happens. So if we look at this example, they came venerant that night or on that night. So again, we don't need the word for on, kind of don't need it in English either. And then just that night, ea nocte. We could also have the part of ille lud if you prefer for that. That night would then just both go into the ablative. Then tertia hora discesserunt. They left, they departed, at the third hour. So it tells you when they left. Tertia hora, ablative endings. So again, we don't need a word for at, and then we just put third hour into the ablative. And another example, tribus diebus id perfecit. He finished it within 3 days. So just a way to show you that you could say within or on or at, all meaning that you will take the time expression into the ablative, and so there 3 days goes into the ablative, tribus diebus. I will put up a video explaining how numbers 1, 2, and 3 decline sometime next week, so stay tuned for that. Don't forget to like this video if this is useful for you, and subscribe for the future. So a quick comparison of all of what I just said. For the accusative, it's duration of time. We also can use it for extent of space, but I'm going to talk about that in a future video. You have an example here. So they remained in the forum for 3 hours. So again, that means for 3 hours. And we don't have a word for in Latin. As a top tip for students, if you are using an online translation tool to translate your sentences for your teacher, often this is one of those really key moments where we realize that you don't know what you're doing when there's a nam in there, because we do not want the word for. That makes no sense in Latin. You just need to put your time expression into the accusative. And similarly, if you look at the ablative, it means when or within which. And so here we have in winter, hieme, and again, there is not a word for in. So just hieme in the ablative. The rivers often rise. So time when. In winter tells you when we are having the rivers rising. Time for you to try it yourself. Pause the video here and have a go. Think, is your time expression accusative, in which case you're going to be saying for a certain amount of time, or is it ablative, in which case you will say at, on, in, or within? So have a go at these sentences. Let me know in the comments how you get along, and if you have any other questions or you have ideas for future videos, let me know there as well. So let's translate these together. So, sex dies manebant. They remained, or they were remaining technically, if you're going to look at your imperfect tense. They remained for 6 days. Accusative days, accusative plural. The number 6 does not decline, so that's nice and easy. He departed. He departs at the 4th hour. On the 4th hour, in the 4th hour. Time when. Quarter ora, ablative. Prima luce, ablative. At first light, otherwise known as at dawn. They set out. Number 4, multos annos. What case are we? Accusative. So, the Romans were fighting, pugnabant, for many years. And our last one, eodem die rediit. He returned. Now looking at eo and die, remember for edem, just take off your dem to find your case, is the ablative. So he returned on the same day. So let me know how you did. How did those 5 sentences go for you? To recap then, accusative we use to say how long something has been going on for, or we can use it for distance, but don't dwell on that too much at the moment. For the ablative, we use it to say when or within what time frame something has happened. So think accusative is for however many hours or years, etc. And ablative you will translate usually as at, on, in, or within. So that gives you your overview of your time expressions. If this video was helpful, don't forget to like it and subscribe to the channel for more Latin in the future. Thank you.